if this is live or not. I hope it is, because YouTube's on a madness. Can you see me? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I don't think you can. What's going on? What's actually going on? You can't see me, can you? Can you see me? Yeah, you can. You can see me. Yes, you can. The show goes on. I don't know what happened there. I do apologize. Please forgive me. It has been made official. I can hear the doubters now shrinking away. What was it? Oh, finally my club's moving like a proper club. All that bullshit, you know. The man stays. And so he should. So he deserves to. Because Daniel Farke, I'm here, Leeds in Shetland. Don't worry, I'm here. Can you see me? Can you hear me? It's all on a bit of a madness. Yes, we've got an interview with Paraag. We've got a athletic piece with Paraag. The man is going nowhere, as Paraag put it. And guess what? You got double bubble as well, because at 6 o'clock we've got a bumper final word coming. I've just not had a chance to set it up. And to be honest, it was perfect timing, because we've just eaten. We've just had spag bowl with garlic bread, and I bought us a hot fudge cake. Isn't that mad? Cake. I'm eating cake, hot fudge cake. Boom, 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 boom. And then this came out. Oh, love it. Farke out as in the mud, because guess what? This still, even today, we're saying it in the chat, man, when your manager gets sacked. Like a bunch of sheep they were. Well, guess what? They've been lambs to the slaughter. Because Daniel Farke is going nowhere. Lots of comments on the t-shirt. This is from Back 4 Clothing. Make sure you check it out. I've actually got a couple, actually. Look at this. Is a bad boy. This is a bad boy. Yorkshire Roses, JW, El Capitan. And guess what? Lewis is in the chat as well. And I'm playing right back in LUFC. Lewis is playing left wing, I believe. So I'm going to snap him and then stand over him and go champions again. Ole, ole. Get up, Wayman, Yorkshire Roses. And this little beauty as well. Love it. Happy days, aren't we? Daniel, the Centurion Farke. Definitely. Oh, no, that's what, yeah. He knew he was getting sacked in dugout. You could tell. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here he is. Oh, oh man. In the mood. You'll get nowhere near me. We shall see, Lewis. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow anyway. All fell a little tainted yesterday. So glad. Oh, it didn't for me. But yeah, the fire beast is here to stay, Anthony. Exactly. Damar in the mud again. Mudded. You are mudded. Oh, now it's like, oh yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good to keep continuity in that. Mudded. Mudded. Love to see it. Right, let's get into the actual article. He stays the fear years. Yeah, man, 100%. I'll be there. I'll be there, bro. Right, okay. This is the official confirmation. But so again, let me just speak on this. If he deserves to be sacked, then yes. Where's the logic in that? You think I'm going to, if we go into the Premier League season and lose 8 games on the spin, 4-0 apiece, do you think I'm going to be going, is the right man for the job? No, I'm not. However, you want us to lose so you can feel vindicated, like my man Mr. Dodo says, and say, well, I told you so. But that doesn't fly. Because you told us to sack him when we were doing well. You told us to sack him now. Not then when he deserves to be sacked. Do you know what I mean? So you can't call receipts there. But it is what it is. Always negative, always negative. It's the same heads all the time. But do you know what? I like it. I like having that kryptonite. I like them. I like them, really. It makes me smile. It makes me smile. Anyway, let's get into it. Leeds chairman backs Daniel Farke after Premier League promotion. I think the BBC have put it great. I think it's a thing of beauty, actually. Let's just have a look. Yeah, the show goes on. Where's the BBC? This is a beauty. I'll just quickly share this because I like this. I have ended the speculation. He is my man. I love that. He is my man. He's not just Paraag's man. Guess what? He's your man as well. He's my man. He's your man. And the outers, guess what? He's your man as well. Get up. Get up. You know? Right, let's get back onto that article and we'll share this. So, Leeds United chairman backs Daniel Farke after Premier League promotion. Daniel Farke will get the chance, so he should, to lead Leeds into the Premier League after chairman Paraag Marathi gave him his full backing following their championship title triumph. And like I keep forgetting, Daniel the Centurion Farke. Following confirmation of the club's promotion back to the English top flight last month, reports had suggested that Daniel the Centurion Farke's position may be in doubt, despite the German still having 2 years left to run on his contract at Ellen Road. However, while speaking with local media after the club were crowned championship winners on Saturday, Marathi has set the record straight on where the truth lies. Let's get into the truth. The American says he's excited to continue working with Farke, Robbie Evans, and Adam Underwood, who are our managing and sporting director. Of course, now Angus leaves. Good luck at Everton. Hopefully we beat you next season. Unlucky on Luton getting relegated. Yeah, perfect day. I want to tell you this. So this is Paraag saying this out of his mouth. I want to tell you all, I'm very excited to run it back with Daniel. Run it back, Paraag. Run it back, brother. Let's run it back. Because he's excited to run it back with the man, Daniel Farke. He said, I'm really excited about collaborating with Daniel, the Centurion Farke, with Robbie Evans, Adam Underwood, and together we are going to build the best squad we can with every penny we are allowed to spend to compete in the Premier League. As some of you will have seen this article earlier on this morning, not long after I'd done a live, but I thought, do you know what? We'll leave it. I said we'd leave it. We'll leave all that stuff. But then this one I couldn't leave because, you know, I'm a big Farke fan and all that. He says in the Financial Times piece, we'll quickly just deviate from the Athletic piece. So he says, we are going to spend, or we're going to build the best squad we can with every penny we're allowed to spend to compete in the Premier League. Okay. Now, what I will say this before we go into the Financial Times piece, we mustn't forget that we've heard the line before, right? We we'll spend everything we can, and then we get to January 2 years on the bounce and don't spend a jot. So take everything with a pinch of salt. Remember that. But he has said, and we can hold him to account on this, right? We can hold him to account on this, and there's even more in the Financial Times piece, which we'll quickly run through now, and you can see what gets said. This, by the way, is a flawed logic by your own words, because they are backing the manager and you are doubting that decision. So therefore, you doubt the 49ers. Ooh. So the US owners of Leeds United Football Club have promised to spend every last penny to try and stay in the Premier League next season after the club secured promotion back to the top division. Paraag Marathi, chair of Leeds United and president of 49ers Enterprises, the investment arm of the San Francisco 49ers NFL team, said the club would push player spending to the limits of what was allowed under the league's financial regulations. He says, whatever they will let us spend, we will spend. I can comfortably say that we are going to spend the very last penny that we can. Perfect. Under current Premier League rules designed to rein in unsustainable spending sprees, clubs that lose more than 105 million over a rolling 3-year period are punished. He says Marate suggests Leeds United would raise tens of millions of pounds from its shareholders, a group including energy drinks, Red Bull, and real estate investor Peter Lowy, to fund its spending plans. It sounds to me like we are going to go all out, and I cannot wait for it. And he said it's what we need to go full tilt for the next 3 years. So we're going to have a really good go at it. Obviously, just showing us our most recent accounts. Of course, they're going to look deeper here and here because the Championship, you just lose money hand over fist, don't you? This would have been the Premier League years, of course. Leeds have won the Championship title on Saturday with a victory over Plymouth. Says, face an uphill battle in the mission to stay in the Premier League. We know how big that gap is now. This year marked the second consecutive season in which all 3 promoted sides went straight back down to the Championship. Goes on to say, Marate, that was just about the relegated teams. Back to what Marate had to say. Marate believes Leeds United's large fan base gives it a better chance of staying up, which I believe, of course, but I've also heard a lot of people say it, that Leeds United, because it's such a big club, because it has such good backing, there is a real chance that they could break that duck of the 3 promoted teams getting down. And I believe that, but of course I'm going to say that, right? Says, compared with other recently promoted clubs, the average attendance this season at Elland Road Stadium is more than 36,000, which would have ranked 11th in the Premier League. So again, in terms of match day revenue, especially when you consider that Leeds United could be are on the cusp of making the stadium even bigger. And I know we might lose some of the atmosphere and all that sort of jazz, but that match day revenue is insane, and the club are going to try tap into that, of course. So if we're already rated 11th in the Premier League, when our attendances would have rated 11th in the Premier League and we're not even there, it goes up again, doesn't it? You build the bigger stadium, etc. More money comes in, and this is where we do have an opportunity to really stake a claim to stay in the division. I think we all know that, right? This is so untrue, like Jazz, but it's insane. Why do people believe that one, the manager doesn't like him, that there's something going on then that he's going to leave? It's not at all. I don't get where. Do we realize that he brought him on the other day and he got 2 goals and he's front and center of every single celebration? Why do people think that he's going? I honestly, it doesn't make sense. It honestly doesn't make sense. 100%. Let's not forget as well, I don't give a schmidt. I dare say his contract will go up tenfold for getting promoted, much like them all. And please, I really, really like Ramazani, right? I really, really like Ramazani, right? But hear me. Ramazani was at Manchester United, then went to Charlton, then got a move to La Liga, okay? Got relegated in La Liga, came back to the Championship. What I'm trying to say is clubs were banging down the door to take him to a European top 5 league. So I just want you to logically frame it for me, if you can, and I'll hear it, if you can. I want you to logically frame how playing a bit part, if you could call it that, playing a bit part in a Championship promote suddenly gets him a move to a European top 5 league from Leeds United, who have just been... It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. No, he was at Man United youth and then went to Charlton. I believe he was released maybe from Manchester United, or maybe went on loan permanent. I'm not too sure. But my point is, where's the logic behind that? No, but no one's saying Tanaka's leaving though. That's not what I'm saying here. You're missing my point. You're missing my point. People are telling us that Ramazani is going to leave. Based on what? Based on what? Based on this season? I don't think so. No. He refused to sign a contract extension at Manchester United. And was he at Manchester United? Went up to Charlton? I'm not too sure. Maybe you're right. Might be right, Harrison. Fact check me on that. But regardless, So I'm not. There's no correlation between him and Tanaka. Tanaka, you could understand because he's played so many games. He's in team at year, has been instrumental. But my point is, why? Where's it come from? What's the logic behind Ramazani being the guy that leaves and nobody else? Exactly. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Who does Ramazani need to replace off the pitch onto the bet? Yeah, I mean, look, this is the thing. It's hard to get into the side. He's got a big summer ahead of him. But again, Solomon's been doing bits. Who's the one player that in the last six? What is it? In the last 6 games or something, he got. I don't know, but he came up clutch when it mattered. Yeah, I just don't understand where people go down the route of saying that Ramazani's gonna go. Oh, where have you been, bro? Where have you been? What are you going on about now? Everyone's missed the point. Maybe it's my delivery. Sorry, I apologize. It's probably my delivery. You've totally missed the point on what I was saying. My point is, right, I think people overrate Ramazani is my point, I guess. My point is they overrate Ramazani and therefore assume that there's teams at the top, Europe's top 5 leagues, that are going to come and take him. That's, I guess, is my point. And I don't understand where that's coming from. That's all I'm saying, I guess. But anyway, we move, don't we? We move. He's not going anywhere. He won't be sold. He'll be on a bumper contract, and he loves Leeds United and likes it at the club. It is what it is. Yeah, 100%. And he'll get back to that. Yeah, don't disagree. However, Aronson now shouldn't be starting. This is my point, right? This is where I think I differ. But of course, I'm going to think well of myself. So you can tell me otherwise. But if Aronson was now sold, I don't care. Because do I think Aronson's good enough to start for us? No. Would I keep him in the squad? Yeah, probably. If someone bought him, would I be asked? No. Thank you. You did well. You had a good season, but now we need a proper 10. You're going to struggle for minutes. So if you can go get first team football, get it. There's the difference. Because if Ramazani was sold because he wanted first team football, let's say, for example, everyone would be having a fucking meltdown and calling the manager worse than shit, where I'd just go, okay, sound. You know what I mean? I have no affiliation to him whatsoever. Big shout out. Joe, we have never struggled after promotion. In fact, we always do well. After 3 years, we got relegated because Silly Otter and the board. Not worried. Top 12, I predict. Inshallah. Let's hope so. Yeah, nah, he's quality, Larry. He's quality. I'm not dissuading his quality. Ramazani is class. I've not said that. My point is, quite a large section of the fan base believe that based on this season, he's going to leave, and we're going to be like, oh, why did we let him go? And he's going to play for Manchester City and all this. This is how it feels. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. Maybe it's me that's got it wrong. I think I know what I'm saying. Probably my delivery. Big dub for Abdullah Al-Fuzon. He says, LFG, let's fucking go. Daniel, yes, exactly. I don't give a shit. LFG, Daniel, the Centurion really deserves his shot at the Prem with backing and a better quality of player. Why wouldn't his tactics work? The problem with Bielsa was he's not pragmatic. Farke is. And with the 2 years Prem experience too. Yeah, exactly. We shall see. I still think, though, if we'd have backed Bielsa, it'd have been all right, but it is what it is. Carlos says Ramazani should be starting in first team. We've made it about Ramazani, and that's what we're clinging on to. I'm going to move on from it. But what I will say just quickly in response to that, he doesn't start over Solomon for me. Just my preference. Football is about opinions. But the numbers and everything, goal to game rate, I don't know. Anyway, this isn't about Ramazani. It's probably me. It's because I think what's happened right. So I'll tell you what my thinking is. People that don't back the manager. I mean, every single step that we've taken this season, be it, my God, why isn't Joseph starting? No one's asking for it anymore. Why is it? Ramazani hates him. He hates him. What else has there been? Farke's not going to get us promoted. Basically, everything that's been said by the doubters has been wrong. It's been wrong. So now it's like, you had the moment, you had a week. You had a week where, could he go? Couldn't he? Could he leave? Couldn't he? And now it's like, well, that's Ramazani, God. You know what I mean? So, with their Farke the racist, we saw that as well. Who can forget? Right, okay. Let's buy Solomon every day of the week, for sure. Anyway, let's get back to article. Move on from Ramazani. Hopefully, Ramazani stays. Do I think he will? Yes. It's not even up for debate. Not for me. Anyway. Back for clothing, Sammy, it's in the description. Make sure you use the link, because if you use the link, then I get paid. So help me out. Right, so back to this. Okay, so he goes on to say, I'm under no illusions that it's going to be easy. There's an argument to be made that there's a widening gap between the Premier League and the Championship, who has worked in sport for more than 2 decades. This is what Marathi had to say. He says, with all due respect to the other clubs, I think we're different. We have an opportunity and we have scale that nobody else has, which I agree with, right? 49ers Enterprise is planning to increase Ellen Road, which we know that should be completed before 28-29, which is just 3-4 years away now. Goes on. Here we go. This is a beautiful line. We are not taking any dividends out of the club, nor will we ever. This is just about trying to make money and put it right back in, get us as competitive as we can be. And did say every single penny of extra income will be ploughed straight back into the playing squad. Boom. There you go. Happy days. That was the Financial Times piece. Let's get back now to the Athletic article. And we'll move. So he goes on to say, I'm under no illusions. Well, that's what we know. Under no illusions, it's going to be easy. I know the stats. Last season, 3 promoter clubs went right back down. 2 years ago, 3 promoter clubs went right back down, but we have something they don't. Here we go. As reported by The Athletic last week, the calming presence Farke provides to the club is highly valued by those at the top of the organisation. Marathi recounted the moment the manager told journalists he was 100% convinced the club would be promoted despite a disappointing late draw with Swansea. He says the chairman has also recognised how difficult it's been for Farke to face recent questions on his future while there was no public backing from his paymasters. Marathi insists that support was there behind the scenes. He says he is such a calming force. A calming presence would be an understatement. He's a calming force for supporters, for players, for the clubs. For the club, he has a superpower. That's my manager! Superhero Daniel the Firebeast Centurion Farke. He says when he told you all he was 100% confident we're going to the Premier League after the draw against Swansea, he believed it. And I love him for it. So did I. I backed it. When others said, how dare he? Who does he think he is? When you all told me about his poor man management, but when everyone says, Simon Grayson, Eddie Gray, everybody talked about it, they go, who've managed this football club? They go, his man management's unreal. Like the image show. Shoosh. Yeah. 100 Club. He says he has that conviction and belief. We continue to stay in touch all the time. I did tell him privately, I'm looking forward to moving forward together. So while all this noise was going out, boom, he's just been saying, listen, I've got you. Don't worry about it. He says, I didn't feel like it was my time to speak because someone wanted to put a rumor out. It wasn't my place in time to speak at that point, but I did talk to him privately. So while everyone's going, wow, they haven't backed him, have they? Whee! You know, he'd already made that call. He'd already said to him, you know, he'd already said, don't worry, you're my guy. Marate feels Leeds are in a far better state than Ipswich, Leicester and Southampton. They've all been relegated. He says, we have Daniel Farke, first of all, and a tremendous coaching staff. We have players that believe in the sum of the parts is greater than the individual pieces. Never forget that, Player FC. Never forget that. Yeah. It's not there, Sammy, no? I'll send Gav a message. 90% of the fan base. Yeah, true, Matty. True, Matty, my guy, true. Anyway, he says, we have a community that supports our club. We have 28,000 person paid season ticket waiting list. 28,000 is more than any Premier League club's actual season ticket list. We have great partners in Red Bull. Our front of shirt sponsorship deal goes up significantly. We can't forget that as well. Don't forget that money goes up big time when we hit the Premier League. There's an opportunity for us to take all of that extra revenue and pour it right back onto the pitch. I feel that we are going to be better equipped than the previous clubs. We have a really great team working together to go and attack the transfer market. Oh, I'm not ready to talk about that, but that doesn't mean the work hasn't been done. Maybe we go ahead of ourselves, but we're working on Premier League market plans for the last 6 months. It's happening, baby. It's happening. Sensible owners, sensible manager, no more clowns. Tell them, Richard. It's good. It's good, isn't it? It feels sweet. It feels so sweet. It feels so sweet. And what is it? Common sense has prevailed. I'd have been raging if they'd have sacked him. Now, of course, it all depends on who, not sacked him, but said, that's it. You know, that's it. But I'd have been wounded because I want my club to act with, you know, people call it this and that, sentiments and all this sort of stuff. I think it's a good thing because he does deserve the opportunity just coming away from all the thing and that. It's great news. And now the football club now we don't have to worry about it anymore. We don't have to talk about it on here anymore. Because, you know, for a while everyone's going, it's only going to be, you know, he's going to be gone by Tuesday and all this sort of stuff. But yeah, it's good. Let's have a look at what he said in the YEP as well. He's had some other stuff to say, so we'll have a little look at that. He's done a piece, I believe, with Graham Smith. I think he's probably spoke to them all, and it's probably the same article, just in different publications. Here we go. When it comes to the upcoming transfer window, Marate was asked if Leeds required player sales of individuals who represent profit in order to create P&S headroom. Let's have a look. He goes on to say, I'm not really ready to go into that, but yes, your speculation is probably right. It's going to be a mix of seeing if there are inbounds along with outbounds, and that's probably accurate, but really not ready to go into more detail than that. But we are looking at maximizing what we can do, and so that involves the whole bag's ins and outs. So it'd be interesting to see what that looks like. Who would leave in order for us to create headroom? And I guess this is where as well players like Ilya Gruev, for example, who was bought for, was it 5 million or whatever we paid for him? If a German club were to come in for him, we'd make money on Gruev. So they'd say, okay, yeah, we're happy. A bit like we did with Kamara, right? So, yeah, exactly, Mr. Dodo. That's definitely not what that is. It's more a case, look, we know they're going to try and rinse every last drop out of it. And, you know, unfortunately, this is the way football is these days. We saw, like Newcastle, for example, had to get rid of, was it Minton? They had to get rid of Elliot Anderson to Forest and stuff. I haven't, Lewis. No, bro. Which vid? Your vid? I haven't watched it yet. No. But we will see. I don't know. Listen, I don't fully know what PSR and stuff is, but what about Aronson? His contract will now be paid off, so I don't know how that works. If he's sold, we don't make a loss anymore, I don't think, because it's been 5 years. I don't know how that works. Someone will be able to tell me. Yeah, same, bro, same. But this is the way football is now, right? So that could happen. Yeah, man, I'll check it, Lewis. I'll check it. So yeah, it is what it is. Goes on to say, let's get the let's carry on. He says Marate has described this year's transfer window as the most important in decades. We've got to make it sustainably competitive. Chairman insists Leeds will spend every penny they're allowed to spend. The decisions they make on where the money goes will absolutely be vital, and he wants to avoid the mistakes of the past regime. You've got to nail your transfers, which we know, right? You've got to nail the players that coming in that really fit and the style of play that you want to have and fit the club and play together cohesively. I think that's really important. Some lessons learned from 3 years when I was sitting as a vice chairman, watching us do what we did those 3 years. No doubt we had tremendous success in our first season in the Prem. But we aren't really thinking about building a plan for multiple years. We would just sort of pay as you go, fly by the seat of our pants, credit card stuff, right? And I think there's probably something that those clubs who have established themselves in the top flight, whether it be Bournemouth, Forest or Villa, they're building a multi-year plan. And yes, of course, it doesn't take away from anything on focusing on that one season, but it's a multi-year plan, building out a foundation. The first year is survival, not compete. It's survival. I get that. Anything more than that would be gravy, but it's about building a plan, and that's something that we're focused on. Marate went on record to clear up any ambiguity over Farke's immediate future at Ellen Road, stating that the German was his man to lead the team in the Premier League. And he says, I want to dispel what he called a mischaracterization of the past. When asked about Farke's final say and level of control and if there needed to be more compromise, he says, I honestly think that's a little bit of a mischaracterization of the past as well. So it's not like there's something written in that way. We've always worked together and we've always worked where we'll need to feel good about an inbound player. I do think there maybe have been the breakdown data-led, manager veto and all that sort of stuff. I think that's probably where that questioning is coming from. He says, unfortunately, we didn't have any decisions to make on outbound players because of the damn release clauses, but we always worked together on the inbounds and we're going to continue to do that. If there was a player that Daniel didn't want, we didn't bring him in. If there was a player that didn't fit us for other reasons, we didn't bring him in. And so we're going to work in the same way. And listen, the way they've worked up to this point with player acquisition has been unreal. Jed Spence should have worked if it weren't for his shitty attitude. So outside of that, everyone else has banged. He says we're going to work collaboratively, probably a little bit with a little bit more focus on making sure we're making the right group decisions. Because let's be honest, there's a bit more at stake now, more money, more jeopardy. This is the first time in 35 years with fans that we get to celebrate a promotion. I don't want to deal with a relegation. There you go. I don't think, listen, we have covered every single point there. Daniel Farke is going nowhere. Brilliant news. Absolutely brilliant news that he's not going anywhere. And nor should he. So yeah, I don't know what are the negatives to it. For some, maybe that he's not the right guy to lead us forward, but only time will tell. So we'll have to wait and see. Yeah. Graham Smith just tweeted again. What's he said? Let's have a look. What's the main man said? G Diggity Dog has said what? The other and final bits from Leeds chairman, Zoom with the local press. Okay, so he's done a Zoom with them all, I guess, and they've all sat there, and that's why it's all come out at this time. And I just want to say how proud I am of the club, for the players, for Daniel and the coaches. Incredible achievement on the title success. What's this? With those damn exit clauses, we lose 3 of our best players, and here we are, 10 points better than last season. It's an incredible achievement. Hang on 1 second. Yeah. He's just talking about his emotions and stuff. Summer spending. We're going to spend every penny that we're allowed to. Spoke about Nick was great, as is Angus, and I'm sad to see them leave. He says, hopefully we shut off his card access, but I love the guy. Also, we need to fight together. Yeah, it is what it is. Nothing changes with Red Bull, just more money, I guess. That's it. You know, 100%. And we'll see what that looks like, how that develops, right? We'll see what happens. But I'm just over the moon that Daniel Farke's staying. We were all saying it was quite harsh by the 49ers to not dispel the rumours, but he'd already spoken to Farke. So the manager, that's probably why he was so cool and calm when asked about it. He just said, you'll probably have to speak to 49ers. They probably knew as soon as it was done, I'll speak to press. They've quashed any rumours whatsoever. And now he stays. You know, he stays, and he's the owner's man. It's, you know, but anyway, it's not for that. I can't get the Ramazani stuff out of my head as well, because I feel like we went down a rabbit hole that we didn't need to. But I just want to clear a few things up on that, because I can't get it out of my head. Ramazani won't leave, and to hopefully give some more clarification on what I meant. My point is, like, why, when Leeds were the club that bought him, would now they be top tier clubs when he hasn't been a starter for Leeds United? I guess is my point. This narrative going around about the manager not liking him and all that, I just don't think it's true. So it is what it is. But yeah, like someone's just said, we don't need to go there again. I guess you're right. I do think, though, that he's a little bit overrated. He's a great player. Unreal. I just think he's being rated. I guess it's because I see stuff where people are saying, that's him gone to top and we'll only be able to watch with joy for like as though he's going to do a Rafinha at Barcelona vibe. Do you know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. I just don't think he's quite there yet. Charlton, Almira, Leeds. Even a few months ago, he's linked with a La Liga 2 side. That's the point I'm saying, is like everywhere I read, and you know as well, I don't give a schmidt. You'll see it yourself. You can't play. They're talking as though he's got the pick of clubs, and that we're idiots for. Well, the Farke's an idiot for not playing him because he's just going to leave because he can go to anybody. Whereas if he played, that means he won't leave anywhere. Do you know what I mean? So that's my point. Bro, I'm not bro, I think he's unbelievable. Louis, I've not said that. You're not hearing me, bro. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I think he's overrated by some. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, bro. I think his quality is unreal. Unreal. I just think he's overrated. That's all. I did not say, and I don't have bad opinions on bench players. my opinion comes in retort to those who assume that always the player on the bench will make us better. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, it's because of that. It's because of this. Let's not forget, we have the record for the most goals after the 86 minutes in championship history. You've got to back the manager for that. Anyway, listen, it's moved. Do I think Archie has regret? No. He's living in London. He's on a bumper contract. He plays for Spurs. They were in a Europa League final. No. Would he have liked to have been there yesterday? Would he have liked to have been on the open top bus with his brother? Of course. Of course. Because he's a Leeds fan. That's my point. I don't give a schmidt as well, yeah. But anyway, listen. Farke stays. Let's hope it's the right decision. I think it is. But from a club standpoint, from a fan base, let's hope it is. I think it is. He deserves the opportunity. And I'd love nothing more for him to be here for a long time. You know? I would really, really like that. But I'm just over the moon. And listen, we've got final word at 6 o'clock. Bumper one as well. We've got some debuts for some returning faces. We might even be bringing someone in from a hotel in Leeds who hasn't been on for a while, if he can sort his Wi-Fi out. Looking forward to seeing him tomorrow as well. So, yeah, it's going to be happy days. Smash me a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Get your comments in. Hit the notification bell. And I'll see you at 6 o'clock. Peace out. Farke stays. The Fire Beast. And this is a great comment, actually, to finish with. Louis, I started earlier on. Good job from Farke and 49ers. This is what I'm saying. Praise where praise is due. As people keep saying, well, we can't let him recruit the players, but he was all right in the shampoo. I don't know. The show goes on, as Leo would say. The show goes on. I'm not fucking leaving.